guys, welcome back to Madwork's Garage.
No.
No.
You look constipated.
Good morning and welcome back to Madwork's Garage. It's not very sunny today, it's perhaps miserable. Morning. Morning, welcome to Madwork's Garage. It's so nice to see you all again. Not that I can. Morning. I went by, that had nothing to do with me. Morning, welcome back to Madwork's Garage.
Madwork Garage.
Morning, welcome back to Madwork's Garage. I forgot what I was going to say. Welcome back to Madwork's Garage on this miserable morning. Someone's having a bonfire and we can't breathe in the workshop, but we don't really care, do we?
My God.
Anyway, morning, welcome back. We're back at Madwork's Garage for another episode of the ice cream van.
Shut up.
Welcome back to Madwork's Garage for another episode I can't remember of the ice cream van, but we'll get to that later. We have been stood here for at least an hour trying to get this first part of the video done, and we cannot stop laughing. So if this goes wrong, that's why. We still rolling?
Yes.
Happy days. But hey, so we're back to the ice cream van, but we've done some work off camera which all the haters out there are going to hate me for. But it's not always practical to have a camera set up in here when we're working on other vehicles. And last week we were working on another vehicle and painting and spraying and all that sort of thing, and it's just impossible to have cameras when you're doing that sort of thing, with our cameras anyway. So there's a bit been done already. Last week I finished the welding on the front, just about, not that you can see because it's right in the corner of the garage at the minute, but you can't see from the inside either because it wasn't on the inside, it was done. It was on the outside. On the inside of the outside it was done, that you can't see. Anyway, yeah, so what we've done this morning already, which we couldn't film, is took the glass out the side of this side of the ice cream van, and we are stripping the trim off this side of the ice cream van because, let's have a close up on this. Where's my screwdriver? Right, because this rail here is where the glass slides, and the rust had got in here so bad that it had basically made the steel swell up. As you can see, it comes off in big chunks. Okay, so the idea is to get all this off and see if we got enough steel left to repair or to reuse. I think I say it again, but as you can see, it's a bit, corroded. So what's happened there is that is corroded, it's swollen up, fallen off, dropped down the back of the aluminium and sitting along there somewhere, which is pushing this away. Now, when we come to refit the glass and the rubbers and stuff, that's not going to work with that being so far away, and if we pull that back up like that, it's going to bulge out and that's going to look really mean. So we need to take this trim off. I've done a few already. Oh yeah. You take this trim off and take that aluminium off the van, clean out all behind it, see what the wood's like, replace any wood that's dead, and then put this back on. We know all the wood under here is good because we've already been up underneath and had a good whole look, so that's all good. So it's just that this section at the top, both sides we've got to look at. So that's what we'll be doing today. And also cleaning all this back, cleaning all this up, and well, basically just cracking along with it really. Yeah, so I've got Jake with me here to my left, my youngest boy, youngest son, and Ben's behind the camera. Say hello, Ben.
No.
And we're going to put the camera on the tripod now and do a bit of hyperlapse jobby, so you can watch what we're doing, but it'll be sped up obviously so it don't get too boring. Am I boring? Yeah, we are, aren't we? Better cut that bit. Someone's having a bonfire now and it's all coming in the workshop and it's starting to choke me a bit. So what we're going to do now is carry on. Jake's going to get back inside with the D8, and I think he's just had a flid. Can I say flid? I can't say flid, can I? So Jake's going to get inside now and carry on with the DA and rub down the roof, the ceiling, whatever you want to call it, the inside of the roof, and just continue cleaning down and out whilst I take this panel off and we see how we get on, see what we find behind it. So we'll see how we get on and see what we find behind it. Did I say that already? I think I did, didn't I? Right, we've now removed the side panel, the top side panel off here, only to find the wood is really good, which is brilliant news, because obviously the last thing you want is a load of rot, because you'll be taking all the sides off and everything else. So I knew the underneath of it was good, because we'd already looked from underneath, but I didn't expect this to be quite as good as it is, but it really is solid, which is great. So anyway, there you go, we'll just get this all cleaned up. This is the metal I was talking about. As you can see, because it's all swollen up, it pushed all the aluminium away, and it was all caught up behind. But it's all gone now, it's all on the floor. So we'll get all this cleaned up, and then I can get all the wood cleaned up, give it some treatment of some sort, and then we'll put the skin back on and get it prepped up for paint on the side before we spin it round and do the other side. So there we go, crack on. Right, look at this, guys. This wood is just incredible. I've rubbed it down, and I've rubbed down the metalwork to get rid of the rust off here as well. Jake's in there, he's taking off the inner side panels at the moment. His first one. We can take those off as well so we can get the other side of the wood. But it's just so good, it's crazy. You know, no complaints at all with that. When you think how old it is, just incredible. So, going next we're going to rub this side panel down, get rid of the old dead paint on it and the corrosion that's on there, and get all this side sort of up and together a bit so we can move on and around the van. After that it'll be this panel here. I've got another piece of wood to let in behind there. So if you remember on the early videos, I replaced the wood all inside there where it was all rotted out. There's still some more to put in down in here and down at the bottom there where I built the new floor. So a little bit more to do there, but we'll just carry on what we can get on with at the moment. And I think we're going to say goodbye to Copton's Quality Ices now. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so we're doing all right. I've just removed the petrol flap from the side of the van. The hinge will see solid, but I've got all this working now, which is good. Also, I didn't have a key for it, so I went into my big old box of keys and I found a key, which is even better, really. So we've removed all the screws. Well, Jake's removed all the screws from the side of the van, and I've been slowly knocking out dents and stuff, which I'll continue to do. I'm not going to take the panel off the van because it doesn't seem worth it. I can get to the back of it to knock the dents out, so I'll just leave it on there. Yeah, so we're getting on quite nicely. Good news. Right, so here we are at the end of the day, and this is what he's looking like now. Very pleased with the way things have come on, to be honest. It's looking a lot straighter, a lot tidier. Oh, compressor's just come on. That's it. Yeah, if you're wondering what the piece of wood is here, I'm not sure whether the hyperlapse caught it or not, but this is a brace to hold glue whilst the panel's being adhered or bonded to that piece of wood that's in the floor there now. Bits of wood are something. Yeah, so it's actually being bonded to that. So that's what it's just holding that clamp there at the moment. Everything is really strong now. We put all new wood in here before, but we put a piece in the bottom now as well, down in there, which you couldn't really see on the camera. Let's go around this way. Yeah, so there's a side panel off there, but everything is fixed now and re-glued and screwed through, so it's all nice and strong. So by the time we come back, it will be lovely jubbly. There you are. Old Jake there's been working hard, and so is Benj, but he's working on that van there. So there you are. Quite pleased with the way things are going on. So another good day like that. Well, another couple of good days like that, and the body should be looking pretty tidy and rubbed down. There's still some straightening out to do, but I think it'll be all right. So there you are. That's another good day done. So yeah, very pleased indeed. Got all the glass out about anything being broken. We managed to get the petrol filler cover off. And the hinge was proper seized up, but it's not now. So this is all working nicely. That drill the rivets out, get it out. Also, we didn't have a key for it, but I found a key in my box of keys and got all that working. So that's all great. So a bit of prep, and that'll be ready to go back in there at some point. Have a little job out of the way, and you know, just general stuff, cleaning out the rails for the windows to work properly, because the windows wouldn't move, so they will now. Really happy with the way things are coming on. Hopefully next year this will be out selling ice cream. That's the plan. Anyway, that's it for now. Madworks Garage. Thanks for watching once again. Ben's over there. He's been tidying up the workshop, and Jake's on the camera at the moment. So say goodbye, lads.
Bye.
And we'll see you all again real soon. Till next time. Take care. It's another day. You've caught me with my hammer. I was just knocking out the heads of some screws to remove the lock on the ice cream van. So we've moved over to the other side, and as you can see, we haven't done anything to it really, apart from the door, which was one of the things I've done off camera, which I need to go through with you really. But what we're going to do is go around the other side, around the back, remove all the old locks, the glass, everything else, and work our way down this side. When we get down this side, I'll then do a review on what's been done over here, for you guys, so you can understand what we've been doing off camera. So there you are. Let's crack on. Right, I've just got the lock off the back of the Smiths, and there it is. It's quite a cool thing actually. All it does is that movement. There's no exterior, nothing goes through to the exterior of the van. Although it can, it doesn't, because it's about security in the back of them. So it can only be opened from the inside. Now, on my other ice cream van, pardon?
What?
I was doing a video.
Oh, I couldn't get through the door. What?
I was doing a video.
I couldn't get through the door.
What? Just be quiet, get on your work. Crazy. Couldn't get through the door or something. Yeah, so on the other ice cream van, what I'd done was I just bare metaled it, but stripped it right down to nothing, and then I clear lacquered it, and just kept it like that. And it is, what's that, been done 3 years, something like that, and it looks like I did it yesterday. So I quite like that idea, so I'm going to do the same on this one. So I'm just going to strip this all off, take it all to pieces, clean it all up, take it right down the metal, and then we'll just clear lacquer it when the time comes to put it back on. In the meantime, it's just going to sit in the back of the van, but yeah, that's the lock on a Smiths. That's it. Okay, now it's time to remove the rubbers, the old rubbers from the side of the van. Ben's just working on a backlight, taking the rear light out. I'll find the best way of getting this old glass out, the old rubbers, from whether it's an ice cream van or a normal camper, is that you take out the infill strip, which is this stuff. Some of you are going to think you're teaching me to suck eggs, but some people probably don't know. So you pull out the infill strip, but this is really brittle. Well, actually, it's not that brittle. Oh, that compressor's got a mind of its own. Switch it off, Benny, please. So you take out the infill strip. Thank you. Once you've done that, let's do this one as well. Show you. Get a screwdriver behind it. Pull out the infill strip like that. That will come out in one, which is quite nice. Then with a blade, you have to be quite careful, Stanley blade, cut along the top of the rubber against the glass. I don't think this rubber was the correct one whoever used it. It seems to be a solid rubber, which is a bit odd. So, cut along the glass, use it as a guide. And then pull it all off. You have to be careful because you never know whether the glass is going to pop out on you or not. Sometimes they can be proper stubborn, other times they can just drop out. So always keep your hand on it. This one is pretty solid. And the other thing is not to strain the glass, because one little pull on that the wrong direction, it will shatter, and then we'll have a mess and have to get a new bit of glass made. It'd be nicer to keep it original if we can, than have new glass. Plus it costs as well, everything costs money, so the more you can save, the better it is. Let's trim that bit off around there. This has a corner piece that goes around the back as well, which we need to get out with the glass if we can. Right, now it's now loose, the rubber's falling out behind it. Just pull that one out. And something else I'll tell you, it's a lot of fun putting them back in. Yeah, Dave. If Dave's watching, he'll agree. We had some fun. And there we have it. That's one heavy, thick piece of glass with the corner piece on it there. There you are. So we can get that put away somewhere safe in a minute. Lean it against here. And that's one bit. So I'll carry on along there and I'll get this one out and then I'll stop when we do the sliding ones. Okay, so we've got the glass out this side and we've got the glass out that side. Around here, Benji's just taking these rear light clusters out so we can sort those out and fit new ones when the time comes. Say good morning, Ben. Bit camera shy this morning.
Oh, it's not a minute.
Huh?
Huh?
What's that? Anyway, so let's show you this now. As I explained on the other side, the steel work has corroded and gone rusty, swollen up, pushed this away. And the only way to clean that up, tidy it all up, is to take all this off here, the trims and that, which is not such a problem. Right, next major job is to try and get these sliding windows out without breaking them, because they won't slide for obvious reasons. If you want to have a close-up of that, you'll see a real mess. We've got all sorts, we've got jungle in here, we've got all sorts of stuff residing inside here. This is the rear corner now. Bit out of focus actually, that's it. Got a nice bit of corrosion on this rear here, which has got to be sorted out. Hopefully it's not gone through the steel, which it hasn't. So just in time, I believe. This is Ben's trying to work out.
Well, all the drill bits are knackered.
Yeah. A bad workman always blames his tools.
No, that's not true. It's all blunt.
Right, so you have a grinder in there, sharpen some. You've been shown how to do it enough times.
I tried and it didn't work.
Try again. Anyway, so luckily that's not gone through, so we should be able to save on that. These all, do you have to do that? I'll go up this end. I'm going up this end. Right, also, this, if you look closely, you can see in there. Oh, hang on. Let's get you in focus. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Right, in here somewhere, about there where my finger is, there's some drain holes. There you are, you can see it now. Yay! And that is where all the water goes when it rains. It goes along this track and then down that little hole. And inside the panel work, you should have some hoses. There's three. One there, one in the middle, and one at the back. And there's the other little hole, whilst he's been quiet for a minute. Yeah. And that also drains out the back there. On the other side, two of the hoses have fallen off and now put back on again. But it's still okay, it's still usable, but they'd fallen off. So I popped them back on. So next job is try and get these out without breaking them. That's the worst thing ever. So without breaking them, and then we can get it all off the track and clean it all up, take the side panel off, and we're cracking along nicely then. That doesn't look too good up there. That's really needs looking at, because that's popped out up there. Can you stop hitting my foot? This is a part of the track for the window to slide in, and it's hanging off. So we'll get to it. What's up with you now?
Oh, end of a rivet just twacked me in the eye.
Well, why don't you wear some protective eye equipment like me?
Have any?
Huh?
Don't have any.
You don't have any? Use another.
Don't wear glasses.
Well, wear a welding mask.
Anything to see.
Right. Anyway, let's get on. Stop being silly. Stop being silly, Benj.
Silly.
Right.
In the eye.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so we're cracking along here. I've started to clean out these rails now. As you can see, they're looking a lot better already. Just to get the stuff out, and as you probably noticed, the glass has slid back. The glass is starting to move. I thought I broke it then. It's starting to move, which I don't know how many years it's been since it actually has moved, but it's starting to move backwards and forwards a bit. So it's a bit awkward with the camera in my hand, but it is moving. Oh, there you go. Whoa, look at that. 99 please, get in there now. There you are, so it's starting to move. So what I'll do is I'll clean up this end now, so we can move them up this way, and then we should be able to slide them out the end. Oh dear, how's Benj getting on? Let's have a look. They're getting on, Benj. Right, he's now removed the light clusters. This is a rare thing, this. Having a Smith's badge. Didn't have one on the other one. Mind you, I didn't have a lot on the other one. There wasn't a lot of it at all. But we're just stripping it all back. So we'll get it all cleaned up and then rubbed down. Panel work's pretty straight at the back, to be honest. The door's in really good nick, and all we've got to do is take the glass out of here.
And a drill bit full of rivet heads.
And a drill bit full of rivet heads. Yeah. How about that then? You wood in there? Was that me? It might have been.
Yeah.
So there you are, right. Let's get on with it. Get this glass out. Right, that's the glass removed. And now Benny's starting to take these screws out. Benny's just hurt his hand.
Benny hurt his hand.
Look,
No, so Dad decided to stick a screwdriver in my hand, trying to take off this back bit of trim out.
Okay, now you've said that, I'm not even going to bother to defend myself, because there's no point.
No, you did it.
Because you know what children are, they make their mind up, and then that's all it is. Anyway, yeah, so I stuck it in your hand purposely and missed your throat. That's what it was. Went for the throat, hit the hand. What a bubba. Anyway, what a bubba. Bubba. What a bugger I was about to say, and I'm not really supposed to say that really, but there you are. No swearing on this channel. Right, we're taking all these screws out, and Ben's just filing them neatly inside, as you can tell. That means just lobbing them anywhere. Yeah. Anyway, we've got the glass out. The glass is over there. All in one piece, thankfully. And now we expose the whole rail. So once we get this panel off here, like we did the other side, we can then clean it all up. Oh, you know, it's actually feels like we're getting somewhere. What are you laughing at? Oh, right, okay. It feels like we're getting somewhere, doesn't it, Benny?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's give you a little rundown of the rail. There it is. We're going to go in for a close-up. Look at that. And the corner we've cleaned out a little bit as well. It's still so. Put a bit of rusties on it. Can we get rusties? Huh? Get some rusties on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and turn that rust back to metal. Yeah. Anyway, so there we are. Let's carry on. And so later on, I'm going to get you to go up on the roof bench.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and rub it down. Rub that roof down, Benny.
Why have I got to rub the roof now?
Well, you don't have to, but I thought it might be a nice job for you to do.
Well, but I thought we got to do that other one now.
Yeah, well, that's later. There's lots of hours in the day, isn't there? Anyway, yes. Back on the tripod we go. Right, first bit of bad news with this van, it's been really good really, is what we've just found. You know, this is what you call rotten. Really bad, just completely knackered. And that's all the way along the top here, completely shot to bits. Every little bit of it. There you go, crumbling away in my hands. The corner's gone. That's one of the hoses I was telling you about, and the hose has rotted off as well. That's supposed to be attached to there for the gutter, so we're going to have to repair that, put a new hose on there as well. So not great, but not the end of the world. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a carpentry, and I'm actually alright at carpentry, which is a good thing, because then I ain't got to worry about getting anyone to do it. Just do it yourself. So what we'll do is we'll take all this wood out of here, and then I'll have a bit of a measure up, and then I'll go and buy some new wood. Then we'll get a bit exactly that size. We're lucky enough to have a place in Memphis that will rip wood down to exact size that I want. So I can go to town and get a bit made that long just to fit straight in there. And likewise with the bit at the back here, and likewise with anything else like this rear corner. The only downside with the rear corner is that it's shaped in a sort of like square with a round corner on it. So we're going to have to take this panel right off this side so we can see what we're doing, repair it all before we can put it back together. But there you go, it's not the end of the world, and at the end of the day it gives you a little bit of change in the job. It's not the same old thing. So you do a bit of carpentry, do a bit of this, do a bit of that. That's what I love about doing ice cream vans. It's not just about the van, it's, you know, lots of different jobs you have to do. So there you are. Let's get it stripped out then, tied it up, tied it up, and then I know what I've got to order. Wow, that isn't too bad, is it? Look at this over here. Well,
You know all made of wood properly.
yeah. That's all solid. All solid, this is rotten. Well, I've got patterns for this because I saved on them. So we get the true measurement of that bit for that top rail going along there. So we're going to have a new one of them. And we've got, this is the little cross brace. So I can make a new one of them for there. So that's good. But that is brilliant because on the other van, when I took the sides off that, they weren't in existence. These didn't exist. I had to make new tubs. So happy days on that one. Really good news. Yeah. Not as bad as one may have thought. Replace these 3 or 4 bits of wood and you've got the sides done.
Get them all made.
Need to get that out of there. If you take these out for me, Ben, these screws up there, and take the side panel away, that gives us access to that bit. And then we can basically measure up, clear up, and then we'll have to organise the bits of wood to go back in there.
Okay.
Huh?
Huh?
You want to hide that down?
Oh no, I'm just moving it, get the angle.
Okay.
Oh.
No, it could be interesting if somebody taking off that bit for him. Can't do nothing with that in until you've got that, so you need to put the top really. piece of that wood out of there. I'd like to see if I can get the screws out from the inside. Well, I don't think I will, but I'll have a go. You've been working here, haven't you?
Huh?
You put the drill bits away.
No, because they're not the big ones.
So?
They are blunt. They are blunt.
I ain't going through it again. I really can't be bothered.
But I can't sharpen them. I can't do it.
But unless you keep trying, you'll never learn, my boy.
Yeah, but then we'll have no drill bits because I'll learn to break them on.
I can't argue with that, I suppose. Can I?
These are just spinning in the holes.
Well, what do you do about that, you reckon?
Not.
Well, got everything in this van, even the kitchen sink. Oh, Lord. Right, I'm in. Do you mind? There's no such thing as a father line that bullied fathers can do.
Oh my god, here we go.
Right, you're abusing me, chucking things at me like this.
No, I didn't throw it at your head, did I?
Well, that's paying you back for the three that hit my lure regions. These are coming out easy because the wood's rotten.
You explain that everything's plastic.
Yeah. But it doesn't explain much because the other side isn't, is it?
Maybe this was a serving window, so if anything got spilled, it would trap inside.
That wasn't coffee, it was ice cream.
Yes, you still get spilt ice cream, don't you? With sauce and drinks and.
So what you're saying is that sauce and drink and ice cream have rotted the side of the van.
Possible. Especially sticky chocolate sauce.
Sticky chocolate sauce. Why don't you run your tongue along there and see if you can taste anything? All right, just going to give you a catch up now. We've stripped off all the side now, and everything you can see on there is now solid. Although there's other wood to take out and replace, like this bit here and a bit at the top there. Everything else is solid, so I'm not going to disturb it. It's good. Try and keep as much as the original as possible. So we'll get the new wood made. Well, I'll make the new wood. Let's see what I've got over the other side. See if I can make it up myself. If I can, great. If not, I'll go and get it done. So that's that for the time being. Moving on to stuff I did off camera. I remember one of the last episodes I was building up the floor in here, inside the door here. Let's just put that back there. Building all this. Oh, there it is, Benj. Been looking for that. The camera thing. Right, I knew it was somewhere. Building up the floor in here. After leaving that job alone, I found that the arch was too low, la-di-da. Anyway, the arch has now been moved, welded up, and I've got some bridge and filler in there as well. The door, I made a new piece to go in here because this was all rotten and missing. So I made a new piece to go in here. That's to retain the wing. The wing clips behind there, and then there's a screw hole there where the wing screws to. Now the arch lines up perfectly with the wing. This has got to be screwed up yet, but perfectly with the wing. So a great improvement. The door gap's really good, considering all the way around now. So I'm quite pleased with that, and there's absolutely no drop in the door at all when you open it. So what I did was I cut the door open here, took out all the dead wood because there was a lot of rotten wood in there, and then replaced it all with steel. This was all done, like I said, off camera. I couldn't have a camera on that day. It was just too much going on here to have it going. It's got temporary bolts in there at the moment, but they're threaded into steel. So I'll put in some flush fitting countersunk bolts that will go in to the threaded steel on the inside when the time comes. So that's all done now, and I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out because the door shuts really well. Just chuffed to bits with that. All the welding on the front is now completed. So it's all these other bits and pieces have been done, and then seam sealed, and then I've just given it a coat of spray to keep the rust back for the time being, but it will be sprayed up properly before we do the outside. The same the other side. All the welding's now finished in the front. There's, apart from a little tiny bit over that side, we can't see, the sink's in the way, there's a little tiny bit over there to do, which I'll do later on. But that was all that went on when I couldn't have the camera on. I've also repaired this section here, which I had to take out to put this piece in. That's now all sorted as well. There's a piece of trim that goes on there which holds all this together, and then that will then line up with the gutter that goes all the way around. It's like it's this stuff, so it's like an extension of the gutter, so that'll bring that together. So once this rear wing, this side is completed with the carpentry, the woodwork, and then painted up inside and the skin back on, that's prepped for paint time really. The inside, Jake was in the other day, as you know, and he's cleaned down all the roof. That's not flaky paint anymore, that's just remnants of paint that's left on it, and the same for the front. So he's done a great job of that, the boy. So, you know, it's come on so well. It's not that many months away from getting some paint on it, really. Or many weeks away getting some paint on it. We got very lucky with the other side being solid as it was. So it's only this side to sort out. Very, very pleased. What about you, Benny?
Yeah.
We're back, and we're back. It was twice we're back, but we're back. I've got my Brian Ferry air on now because I've been doing a bit of spraying, sorry about that, and a bit of carpentry and a bit of lawnmower repairs. God knows what else went wrong today. But anyway, I've cut some wood. I've got the wood ready for this here van, and here we have some tannalised, which is going to go up in there, up under there, right? Well, it's all tannalised as it goes, and there's a bit there that's going to replace this bit, and that bit's going to replace the bit that went along there. Anyway, it's all here, and I've got a bit of half round here. We've trimmed down, whatever, trimmed down, and this will work in there. So we'll treat this with something like creosote. We'll put it in there to make sure it don't rot. But, I mean, let's face it, it probably will never get wet ever again, apart from when you wash it. So the chance of it rotting out like this is going to be very remote. So we're ready to do the carpentry, not today, but another day. So there you have it. It's great. Everything's great. We've also primed this van up today. I'm gonna have a look, quick look. That's primed up with filler primer, so there's gallons of it on there. So the next job with that is to rub it all down and then get it ready for top coat. This is a project we've been doing for a long while now. The chassis and the engine and the gearbox, the axles, the brakes and everything for this van is already done. This is not the chassis the van shell is staying on. The chassis is all finished and done. So the idea was to keep it on this chassis whilst we're doing all the dirty work, and then after we painted the shell we'll drop it on the new chassis. Like I said, it's got a brand new engine and everything, so that makes life a lot easier. So yeah, this chassis will then get used under another van at some point that needs one. But yeah, there you go. That's that van. Happy days. So that just about rounds it up from Madworks Garage today. And I hope you've enjoyed this part, whatever it was, the ice cream van. I can't remember what part it was, but that episode. And we'll be back with you pretty soon, hopefully, with the next episode of the ice cream van, and maybe that being painted. I don't know. We'll see. Coming up, we have got a day's work to do on Eugene, our Jeep. So we need to find time to do that as well. So the Jeep's coming up too. And also, we need to find time to do a billet run on Percy, the old panel van we picked up, which is waiting patiently over the other side. Anyway, from us at Madworks Garage, me and Benny, Jake, who was with us earlier on, and everything else, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you real soon. Bye for now.
And don't forget, lads, health and safety first, every time.